something a little bit different than we usually play on this channel. And I kind of wanted to go on a bit of a pre-ramble to explain why we're playing this today. So, I'm going to put a timestamp so that if you want to skip this and just get straight to the game, you can do that. So, on my channel, we normally play traditional solitaire games, patience games, as they're more specifically called. Patience is a specific genre of single-player card games, where the goal is to take a shuffled deck and organize it according to a specific set of rules. A lot of the most popular single-player card games are patience games, but I wanted to try exploring a little bit and finding some games that I'll enjoy that are not patience, and playing them on the channel, instead of just playing the same sort of games all the time. So when I was looking around for games to play, I noticed a very common theme, and that was that many of the games that people have designed for one player are fantasy and RPG inspired games. Dungeon crawlers and things like that. Games where you traverse a dungeon, battle monsters, find items, and things like that. And I think that's a pretty fun concept, and I kind of wanted to explore some of those games and give them a try. And I thought maybe we could turn it into a bit of a series, a side series. I'm hoping to get this out in between my last solitaire video and my next solitaire video without needing to interrupt the schedule. So this should be like a bonus video. You should get your normal solitaire video at the same time as normal. So within a couple days of this being uploaded, hopefully. But I thought just for these games, it would be cool to pick up a few fantasy decks. And so you can see here we have the Ace Lion Dragon deck. This is a gorgeous deck with amazing art, and this shiny rainbow box is awesome. I also bought a few other fantasy themed decks. We have the Bicycle Spellbound deck, which is not nearly as flashy as this one. It's a much more standard deck. And then we also have this Egyptian mythology deck. And I'm not going to take these cards out of the box right now, but they are very cool. I have played with them before. So you'll be seeing both of these decks coming up in future videos of this series. And you'll probably also see them in regular solitaire videos as well. Actually, this one was half off, so I took the opportunity to buy 2 of them. So you will definitely see these in an upcoming 2-deck solitaire video. But that's enough rambling. Let's talk about Scoundrel. Because, like I said, there are dozens of these fantasy RPG themed games, but this is the one that will always come up as the top result. If you search on Board Game Geek or Google for dungeon crawling card games with a standard 52 card deck, this game is going to be the top result every time. And it makes sense because this game has great gameplay. It's very well balanced in terms of difficulty. There's a good amount of both luck and skill involved. It really rides the line perfectly. So, to set the game up for Scoundrel, you need to remove all red face cards and aces from the deck. So these are all the cards you need to remove from the deck. Both red jacks, both red queens, both red kings, and both red aces. Take these cards and put them off to the side. We're not going to be using them in this game at all. Take the rest of the deck and shuffle it. Oh, I forgot to take the jokers out. By the way, these jokers are amazing. Some of the coolest cards I've seen in any of the decks that I own. Okay, let's shuffle the rest of the deck. Now, usually when I play games on this channel, I explain all the rules before we start playing. But Scoundrel is a bit more complicated than a typical solitaire game. So, instead, we're just gonna start playing. And I'll explain all the rules as they become relevant to the game. That way I don't need to dump a whole bunch of information on you at the start and expect you to remember. We'll learn gradually as we play. I think that'll be easier. So the deck in this game is called the Dungeon, and we will be drawing rooms from the dungeon. There's one more thing about this game that you need. We need a way to track our hit points because you have health in this game. You have a maximum of 20 health, and you will need to keep track of it yourself. You can use a piece of paper or your phone, or you can just try to remember. A common suggestion is to use a 20-sided die, and you just have the amount of health remaining facing up on the die. But I don't have a d20 because, besides Solitaire, I don't really play that many tabletop games yet. I have started playing 4 Against Darkness very recently, but that game does not use a 20-sided die, or at least not at the beginner levels. So instead, I'm going to be using a mini deck, and I think I already have this set up. So we have ace through 10 of spades and ace through 10 of hearts. So the way this is going to work, the ace through 10 of hearts will be 1 through 10, and the ace through 10 of spades will be 11 through 20. So we'll put our life counter right here. If we take damage, we remove cards from the top, and then if we heal, we take the cards back, like that. Pretty simple. Now I think it's time to finally get started, so let's draw our first room. Alright, so this is our first room. Black cards, both spades and aces, are monster cards. In order to progress to the next room, we need to get rid of 3 of the 4 cards. So in this case, we have 3 monster cards and 1 health potion. In order to get rid of a monster card, we need to battle the monster. So in this case, let's battle the 4 of spades. So you can either battle a monster barehanded or with a weapon, but we don't have a weapon, so we have to fight barehanded. So we're gonna fight the 4 barehanded. We'll discard the 4, and now we take damage equal to the value of the card that we fought barehanded. So we take 4 damage. So that's 1 card down. We still need to get rid of 2 more cards before we can move on to the next room. So what is this right here? This heart. Hearts are health potions, and they heal an equal amount of health to the value of the card. So if we use the 4 health potion, we gain back the 4 life that we lost fighting the enemy. Now, we need to fight one of these enemies. They're both 8s, so it doesn't really matter which one we fight. We'll fight the 8, and we discard it, and we lose 8 HP, putting us at 12. So now we've finished the room. So we draw 3 more cards to replace the cards that we discarded, and that makes the second room. So one of the cards from the previous room will follow you into the next room. Now this is looking like a room that we cannot survive, and that's because aces are high in this game. So the face cards, jacks are worth 11, queens are worth 12, kings are worth 13, and aces are worth 14. So we would have no way of surviving this room. The 4 of diamonds is a weapon, but even if we equip the weapon, we wouldn't be able to survive 5, and I'll explain how weapons work when we have to use one. But for now, we're going to run from this room. You have the option to run from any room that you want, but you cannot run from 2 rooms in a row. So if we run from this room, we have to take the next room no matter what. So to run, you scoop all the cards up, and you put them at the bottom of the dungeon. How exactly you scoop the cards up in what order is left ambiguous by the original rules of the game. It just says to scoop them up in one motion, so you can interpret that however you want. I've seen some creative interpretations of it, but I'm just going to scoop them up the way I just did. So once we run from a room, we draw a new room. Oh, this is not ideal. Okay, well, you might think this is a good room. We got a whole bunch of health potions and a weapon, but there is a rule that you may only heal from 1 health potion per room. So we're going to use the 5, and we heal 5 HP. Now, we can still use the other health potions, but if we use them, they don't heal us at all. So we're going to use the 3. We heal nothing from it, but at least we get rid of it from the room. And now we will equip the 3. So we've dealt with 3 of the 4 cards. We draw the next room. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight the 2 with the 3. So the way fighting enemies with weapons works is that you take the value of the enemy you're fighting and subtract the value of the weapon, and however much remains from that is how much damage you take. In this case, the 2 is less than the 3, so we take 0 damage. There is an additional rule with weapons, and that is that you are only allowed to fight enemies of lesser value with the same weapon. So in this case, we would only be allowed to fight enemies weaker than 2 with this weapon. So we could not fight the ace with this weapon because ace is stronger than 2. Now 2 just happens to be the weakest enemy, so that means we actually can't use this weapon at all anymore. So we're just going to discard it. Now we're going to equip the 7, and we're going to fight the ace with the 7. So aces are worth 14. 14 minus 7 is 7, so we take 7 damage, leaving us with 10 HP. And now we draw again. Our next room, looking not too bad. So here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna fight the king with our 7. Kings are worth 13, so that deals 6 damage to us, leaving us at 4 HP. Now we're gonna use the 10 heal potion, putting us back up to 14 HP. And now I want to get rid of this 3, but I'm not going to fight the 3 with my weapon, because if I did that, then I could no longer fight anything except for a 2 with this weapon. I don't want to waste the weapon that way, so we're gonna fight the 3 barehanded. We take 3 damage, but we keep our weapon nice and strong. Let's go to the next room. Alright, let's fight the jack with our 7. Jacks are worth 11, minus 7 is 4. We take 4 damage. Now let's use the 6 health potion. And now we have the choice between fighting the 7 or wasting the 2 health potion. If I'm going to waste a health potion, a 2 is probably the best one. It might be worth waiting to see if I can get a 10 or something to fight with this 7 weapon before we have to replace it. But honestly, I think I'm just going to fight the 7 with the 7. We take no damage. Seems like a decent deal. Okay. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to equip the 2, so we get rid of the 7. Now I'm going to fight the 7 of spades, the 7 of clubs with my 2, so we take 5 damage, but I'm also going to use this health potion, so we only take 3 damage. Now let's draw the next room. Okay, I'm going to fight the 2. With the 2, we take no damage, and we fought a 2, so this weapon is now junk. Let's equip the 8, and we'll fight the king with the 8, taking 5 damage. Let's draw the next room. A queen. Okay. I might run from this room. I think I'm going to. I want a health potion. I'm hoping we get one in the next room. We did. So let's use the 7 health potion, putting us up to 12 HP. Then let's fight the 10. We take 2 damage. And then the 9. We take 1 damage. Now let's fight the 5. Equip the 10. And use the 8 health potion, which puts us up to 17 HP. And we'll draw the next room. I'm going to run from this room because I want to use the 10 on something stronger. I don't want to waste the 10 on weak enemies. I'm hoping we get an ace, actually. We did not get an ace. Okay, I think... Okay, it's a shame to have to waste the 10 like this, but I think we're gonna fight the 9. We take no damage, and then I'll fight the 4 and the 3. So, we take no damage, but that's quite a big waste of our 10. And there's the ace. Why couldn't you have shown up one room earlier? Okay, let's equip the 6. We'll fight the jack. We take 5 damage. And then we fight the 6, and we take no damage. And I'm gonna run from this, because we have to deal with either the queen or the ace, and I want that weapon. We have a 9 coming, I think. There it is. Okay. So what we're actually gonna do is this. We're gonna fight the 5. We're gonna equip the 5 of diamonds, and then we're gonna replace the 5 of diamonds with the 9. Now, let's see what we have. I'm going to run from this room. We should get that ace. And we'll fight the ace with the 9. There he is. Okay. Let's fight the ace. With the 9, we take 5 damage, putting us at 7 HP. Now we'll fight the queen. We take 3 damage. And then we'll fight the 8. So we take no damage, and now we draw again. Let's use the 9 health potion, putting us at 13 HP. Then we'll fight the 6. We take no damage, and then we'll equip the 4. Now, here's the thing. Depending on your interpretation of the rules, is you can decide whether you consider this game to be over. The rules say that the game is over once you reach the end of the dungeon, and many interpretations interpretations I've seen say that once the deck is gone, the game is over, you win, and you don't have to deal with these last couple cards. However, I'm a bit of a completionist, so to me the game isn't really won until I've defeated all the monsters in the dungeon. So we are going to try to do that, although it looks like in this case we will lose when we do that, because we'll fight the queen. We take 8 damage, leaving us with 5 HP. And now, fighting the 10 would deal 6 damage, and we lose. So, the 10 was the only monster remaining in the dungeon at the end. The way the game's score works is that if you die, all monsters remaining in the dungeon are tallied up. The value of each is added up, and that becomes your negative score. So in this case, our score is -10, because the only monster remaining was the 10. If you survive the dungeon, your positive score is the amount of health you had remaining. But we did not survive, so. But that was a very close game. We came very close to winning. We were 1 monster away, two health points away. So we'll give it another go. I think we'll probably try 3 dives into the dungeon. Hopefully we'll win at least one of those. Alright, we'll do one last shuffle. Okay. Attempt number 2. We will descend into the dungeon. So I think to start, I am going to equip the 5, fight the 7, taking 2 damage, and then I'm going to fight the 2 barehanded. So we take 2 more damage. I'm going to run from this because I don't want to waste all this health. Okay, I think I'm going to fight the 4, equip the 7, and then fight the ace with the 7. We take 7 damage, putting us at 9 HP. Okay. Let's do this. Let's use the 9 health potion. So we are at 18 HP. Then we will fight the 7. We take no damage and then equip the 10. Let's fight the ace. We take 4 damage, putting us at 14 HP. I will fight the 2 barehanded, so we take 2 more damage. And then we'll use the 6 health potion, putting us up to 18 HP. So back where we started. So I think I'm gonna run from this room because we're gonna have to replace the 10 with one of these 2 weapons, and I really don't want to do that. I want to get as much use out of the 10 as we can, so we're gonna run from that room. Okay, let's use the 2. So we're back at max HP. We'll fight the 9, we take no damage, and then we'll fight the 8. Again, we take no damage. And I'm going to run again from this, I think. I'm really hoping we don't get something too strong in this next room. Okay, I'm fine with this. Let's fight the 5. equip the 3, and then fight the 10 with the 3. So we take 7 damage, putting us at 13 HP. And I think I'm gonna run from this. I think it's just too much HP lost to fight all these guys with a 3. But I feel like if I run, we're definitely gonna get like a king or something in the next room because we haven't seen any of our kings yet. So it's gotta be coming at some point. Okay, we'll fight the 8 with the 3, so we take 5 damage, putting us at 8 HP. Then we'll fight the 6, so we take 3 more damage, but I'll use the 3 health potion to negate that. And we definitely could have run from that room fine. Okay, so let's fight the 4. Actually, we don't want to fight this because we have to fight the 6 barehanded. If we do, we're going to be left with 1 HP. I'm going to run from this again. I want a health potion or a stronger weapon. Or both. 2 queens, not very good. Okay, and now the game is over. I probably should have just taken that last room. We would have survived with 1 HP instead of being dead, which is what we are now, because we have to fight the 3. That's the only monster we can fight with the weapon. And then we would have to take both of these barehanded, which we can't even take one of them barehanded. So the game is over. That was a much quicker one. Yeah, I think I made a bad choice running from that last room. I should have just taken it. I was gambling too much. We still had so many strong cards left in the deck, so running was a huge gamble. So yeah, that was probably my own fault. If we took the last one, we could have run from this one, and I just want to see, would we have gotten a health potion? We would have. And we would have gotten a pretty strong weapon. We would have gotten a 10 health potion, so we would have lived. Okay, so let's tally up our score. So we've got 12, 24, 34, 40, 43, 47, 58, 67, 78, 53, 83, 96, 109. So our score is negative 109 if I counted that correctly. Not as good as the last game. That one was kind of quick, so if this next one also goes quick, then we'll probably do a 4th one. Now I have played some of the other dungeon crawling type games, but what I've noticed is that a lot of those games are much more luck oriented. I like this game because it really combines luck with an element of skill and strategy, which makes the game really fun and really engaging. The other more luck-based games are fun too, but to me, I like this style more. We are gonna try some of those games though, I think. So let's try one more time, maybe second to last time, depending on how this goes. Let's equip the 5, fight the 8. We take 3 damage. Then we fight the 4 and take no damage. Oh, I did this wrong. I had the deck upside down, so we take 3 damage. Okay, let's fight the 2. This weapon is now junk. We'll fight the 5 barehanded, so we lose 5 HP, putting us down to 12. And then we'll use the 8 of hearts, putting us back up to max HP. Now for this room, we have no choice but to run. We would have to fight all of those enemies barehanded, and we certainly cannot survive that. So this is a bit of a shame. Okay. So we'll equip the 2, then equip the 4, then fight the ace, losing 10 HP. Would definitely prefer to fight that ace with something stronger. We'll use the 9, putting us up to 19 HP. Then we'll fight the 8, so we take 4 damage. And then finally we'll fight the 2, and we take no damage, and that weapon is now junk. Let's equip the 7, fight the queen, so we take 5 damage, and then we'll we'll use the 6 health potion, putting us at 16 health. I'm going to run from this, I think. No, I'm not. We'll use the 2. And then we're just going to be throwing away the 3, which is not really a big deal. We have the 10 now. Hopefully we get something strong to fight with it. And we did not. So I'm going to run from this. We're looking for a high card to fight with our 10. There's a king. Can we get an ace? We did not get an ace. So we're going to fight the king. We take 3 damage. And we're going to fight both of these 3s barehanded. So we take 6 damage, putting us at 9. Okay. We'll fight the queen. We take 2 damage. We fight the jack. We take 1 damage. And we fight the 9 and take no damage. I'm thinking about running from this. Let's not. Let's do this. We'll equip the 9. Fight the king. We take 4 damage, putting us at 2. And then we fight the 10, putting us at 1 damage. That's risky, but if we don't get a health potion in this next room, we did. Okay, this is actually pretty good. So let's use the 7. That puts us back up to 8 HP. We'll fight the 7 and take no damage. And then we'll equip the 8. The only thing is that I think we still have some strong monsters in the deck, and I think we're running out of strong weapons to fight them with. Let's fight the jack with the 8, taking 3 damage. Then we'll fight the 9, taking 1 damage. And then we'll use the 5 HP potion, putting us back up to 9. Let's do this. We'll fight the 6, use the 3, putting us up to 12, and then equip the 6. I think we're about to be done, though. I'm gonna run from this. I want to see what the next room is. I don't have enough this is over. So what I think we have to do is we have to fight these two barehanded. So we take 9 damage, then we use the 10, so we gain 1 health. And now I think we just have to deal with these last few enemies, and I don't think we have the health to do it, but we'll try. And we still have the 10 here. Hang on, let's do this. We'll run. Even though there's barely any cards in the deck left, and what I'm hoping... Yes, that's what I was hoping would happen. So, I still don't know if we can win this, but we'll fight the ace. So 6 minus 14, we take 8 damage, putting us at 5, right? Yeah. Then we'll use this, putting us back up to 9. And then we'll fight the 10. We take 4 damage. And then we draw the last 2 cards, and we did it. We take 1 damage from the 7, and then we fight the 6, and we take no damage. We did it. We managed to fight all the monsters in the dungeon and win. And so our final score is 4, because that's how much health we had remaining. Alright, I'm glad we managed to win the last one. That's pretty cool. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. I had a great time playing this game. I really love it. And it was fun playing something that isn't a regular, traditional solitaire game. If you liked it, let me know. I'm probably going to be playing more games of this sort. Or if you'd just like to see me play this game again, I can do that too. But the next video will be a regular solitaire video. And I think we're going to be playing Sea Haven Towers. So, I hope you'll enjoy that. If you like single-player card games and you found this relaxing or interesting, generally I upload a new solitaire video every 4 to 5 days. But with this video, it's actually going to be a little quicker. So, but yeah, have a good night, sleep well, and thank you for watching.